Welcome to the Time-Lapse Projects channel. Today we're gonna time-lapse model something. It's a secret. Take a look at this scene first. So I made this street some time ago. It basically just has placeholders instead of real objects, but wherever is already made is a high quality. So if you pay attention to the texture of the road, it doesn't repeat itself. So it kind of looks more realistic than, usual games and stuff. And let's take a render of this scene to see how it's gonna look at the end. You may notice there are some shadows and some reflections on the road from a pink brick. Let's save it. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna replace the pink brick with Volkswagen T3. It's a kind of squared model of a hippie bus, and I think it's gonna be fun modeling it. Alright, so here's our setup. This is 3D Studio Max 2010, which is pretty old version, but it won't matter for this tutorial because the technique is the same. The first thing we need is a drawing of a Volkswagen that we want to model. So we have a side view, top view, front and back. This should be enough. First thing is the dimensions of the picture, and we're gonna match the dimensions of the image itself with the plane that we created. Now then we spliced it, and we're gonna place them over to make sure everything matches. Now we're gonna start with a plane and place it over the bus. We want to convert it to editable poly and extend it, holding the shift key and dragging the edge. Using quick splice, or rather quick slice, to quickly slice it. After slicing, you're gonna adjust it, make sure everything matches the drawing. Now we're gonna go and manually cut out wheel hubs using the cut tool. We rather do it with details at this point. And while we are having a cut tool in our hand, let's go ahead and cut out some more details that will shape our brick. Now here you see it created this extra shape. It's not supposed to be there. This is a problem of triangulation. Here we cut more triangles and it fixed it. So what just happened there is if you have a polygon with lots of edges, 3D Studio tries to create triangles out of it. Basically any 3D engine is making triangles out of any kind of polygon. And we just didn't like the way it created triangle automatically, so we re-triangulated it and it just worked like a charm. So we are not trying to match the model exactly with the real world, model. We're just gonna make it look cool. That's why I created this little indent outside. That's just gonna make it look cooler. And now everything looks ready to add more polygons to make it a little more detailed and smooth. I'm adding this chamfer on the edge, just because it looks cooler in 3D with chamfers on sharp edges. So the goal here is to make every line beautiful. I'm dragging vertices, and that's like fine-tuning. Now let's cut out this space for windows. That's like a little bevel inside, as well as for a grill. Okay, this is gonna give us depth and the grill space. Gonna adjust the vertices of the top of the bus. For that, I created a spline, which is a Bezier curve, and that's gonna be smooth. And we're just gonna go and adjust all the vertices to match the curve of the spline. Let's again make a chamfer to look better. and get rid of extra vertices that were created. I'm using a cylinder as a template for the corners of the windows, so they're gonna be identical. We're gonna fix the errors of cutting. So now we're gonna use a bevel tool to bevel windows out, and while we're doing that, we're gonna create some more smaller bevels around the window. For some reason that looks good in 3D. I don't know why, it just looks better. That's why you're gonna do it. Alright, so that's the door. It goes here. No, it doesn't. It goes here. So now I want to select all this door kind of curves, and in the meantime fix the triangulation in order to indent it inside, and it's gonna look like an actual door opening. It didn't match the drawing because we didn't pay attention, or I didn't. Trying to figure out the shape of the hood. It's kind of flat with a windshield, and it has a little curve on the side. That's the curve. Now what we are doing, we are using smoothing groups to divide surfaces. So basically it just tells the engine how you want to render lights on this. You want to render it as a same kind of surface, or you want to render it as a separate surface. To think better about this, just think about the cube and how different sides of the cube you can tell, you know, one shaded more and one shaded less. In 3D, everything is essentially flat surfaces. So we're gonna go and manually tell the engine which ones are supposed to be looking flat. As you can see, we're modeling just a first half of the bus. Then, guess what we're gonna do? Leave it in the comments. Okay, I'm just kidding. I think everyone understands that we're just gonna copy it. I have an obsession with making everything perfect, so that's what you can see right now. Everything's supposed to be perfect. Or at least in my understanding of perfect. So that's the result we got so far in about 2 hours. I think it looks pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching. See you in the next chapter.